We got Nate, Dober, Pfeiffer, and Green. They all won $50,000. Congratulations to them.
Well, the bonuses kind of suggest it, but Bobby Green's win in the main event. I mean, I don't know if anybody saw that coming. What were your thoughts on that win?
This sport is crazy, man. You never know what's going to happen in this sport. You know, when you look at Dawson, this guy hasn't lost a fight since 16. He's like 20-1, and you know, in the top 15. And boom, one punch, jab. Never know. Crazy. And again, the odds, don't quote me on this, but the boys were telling me the back was like minus 410 or something like that at one point, or 430 or something. Crazy sport.
He said he'd like to stay busy and maybe fight in December. I mean, is that card already full, or is it a possibility you come off a win like that?
There's always room. There's always room. We can always add another fight. So, yeah. Listen, if he really wants to turn around, we'll see. We'll see what's going on, and we'll figure something out.
I like it. Joe Pfeiffer, of course, had another huge win as well. What did you think of his performance?
I thought Pfeiffer looked awesome tonight, man. You know, when you watched, you know, I posted that vignette of him, right? And he was talking about, I'm faster. You know, I know it, you know, everything that he said was dead on. You know, the leg kick hurt him. You could tell the leg kick hurt him. It reminded me of the Khabib-Gaethje fight. You know, Gaethje was landing those hard leg kicks. And basically Khabib said, enough of this shit. Took him down and finished the fight. That's like what Pfeiffer did tonight.
Yeah. And, you know, obviously he's become very popular. And he's kind of saying, hey, I'd kind of like a new deal before I start facing these top fighters. And I saw you.
Drag him right in the back. we're working on a new deal now.
All right. So you feel he's worth that at this point?
Yeah. Listen, I like this kid a lot. He's tough and durable. Apparently, this was a horrible camp for him. He had a bad camp, all kinds of nagging little injuries and things like that. But he's one of these kids that has that dog in him. You know, I like everything about this kid.
Nice. A couple others. Felipe Lins, we had a late fight scratch. I think he fell ill. Did you have any update as to what happened or what his status is or anything along those lines?
He didn't feel good. We sent doctors to look at him. They worked with him. They did some stuff. He said he still didn't feel good, so the fight got pulled. So and we paid Cutelaba.
Was it Felipe's call to not fight, or was the doctors ruled him out?
I think it was his decision.
Okay, interesting. Just a couple things outside of tonight. Mateusz Gamrot, he announced that he's the backup for Islam and Charles in Abu Dhabi. Can you confirm that he will be the backup fighter?
He announced that? How did he announce it?
It was an interview in Poland, I believe, that was translated that he said in an interview that he was going to be the backup for that.
Yeah, sure.
Sort of. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I said, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor also announced that he's in the USADA testing pool. Is that your understanding as well, or do you know if that's official?
No, he is not officially in the USADA pool. He submitted the paperwork. Probably by Monday, he'll be submitted.
And we're all kind of speculating.
Again, don't hold me to that,
Right.
but
That'd be the guess.
paperwork is submitted next week sometime.
Yeah. We're all kind of guessing, 6 months, that sure looks to line up real nice with UFC 300. If you just do the math, does that appeal to you to have him maybe at UFC 300?
I literally have nothing planned with Conor McGregor right now. The paperwork is being submitted. We'll play it by ear, see how things work out. There's still a lot of things that have to happen as far as fights go, and then we'll decide where he's going to land.
Okay. And last thing for me, I just want to ask, obviously Tom Brady being in the house tonight caused quite a stir, I guess. What was that? And did he have any thoughts on the fight? How'd that come together?
We're going to U2 tonight.
Dana over here.
Yep.
Another fighter that impressed today was Joaquin Buckley. Great performance, all-around performance. What are your thoughts on his performance tonight?
What did I think of his performance? Yeah, no, he looked like a beast, man. He looked great. Obviously, powerful dude, against a durable guy. He went in there and he looked great tonight. Put on a great performance.
Think he's found his home at 170?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, great move for him.
And with Bobby Green, obviously he beat Grant Dawson, who's number 10 going into this fight. What do you do with him now? Do you give him a guy ahead of him in the rankings, or?
I have no. I mean, the fight just ended a few minutes ago. You know what I mean? If you look at the streak this kid's been on, it's I'm sure he's beside himself right now, and I don't know what we'll do with him next.
And obviously UFC 294 is not too far away with Islam and Charles and Hamza and Costa. If you look at those 4 guys, they've all had their history with weigh-ins. Are you kind of excited for the weigh-in for that card?
For Abu Dhabi? Yeah. No, I'm excited for everything about that card. I'm excited to get back to Abu Dhabi. I'm excited, obviously, for the lead up to that fight. And have all you guys been to Abu Dhabi before? Have any of you never been to Abu Dhabi? Oh, shit, half the room. Get your shit together, boys. Get over there, man. It's fun. It's a good time. You guys should, listen, if you've never been to Abu Dhabi, you hear me talking shit about Abu Dhabi all the time. I mean, during the pandemic, it was incredible the way that the bubble was set up over there, especially with what we were dealing with here in the United States. But I'm telling you guys, guys should, if your companies won't kick in the money for you to go, just pay. Just go over there and do it. It's a really cool, unique experience. And you know, this fight's awesome. And like I said, fight week is going to be fun. So you guys should try to get over there. Hit Lene up and get some credentials.
And it was recently announced that Derek Brunson was signed by the PFL. I just wanted to ask about how were the conversations like with you guys?
What was the question? What's your question to me?
What were the conversations like when obviously he made the move to leave the UFC?
What was our conversations?
Yeah, with him.
I was probably released. I'm assuming, yeah. I don't know. I'm not in the middle of that, yeah.
And this coming Tuesday is the last episode of Dana White's Contender Series from this season. Just want to get your thoughts on this season so far, and where does it rank amongst all the seasons you've been a part of?
It's hilarious you just asked me that question because I was literally just in the back, like the co-main event or main event, and said, we only got one more week left, boys, and it's going to be a year before we do this again. So we love that show. Love doing it every Tuesday. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I mean, it's so awesome. You know, we have a fight on Saturday, and then you can look forward to waking up Tuesday morning. You got more fights, you know, over here, and they're always incredible. And yeah, I wish we could do those year round. I would literally do that year round if there was enough talent out there.
I was going to ask, that was my next question. Have you guys had those conversations yet about making it year round or just more?
It's perfect right now because you do 10 weeks of this, and then, you know, you let the talent build up again over the next year, and you go 10 weeks again. It really is perfect. I wish there was a scenario where we could do it every week.
So maybe that's something like as MMA continues to grow worldwide and more talent comes to influx.
Well, we really are worldwide. I mean, if you start looking at the talent that's been the last 3 weeks, you know, you're talking about South America, Brazil, you know, all throughout Europe, and, you know, really is bringing in people from all over the world. So
thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, Dana.
Yep.
I just wanted to ask you about Karolina Kowalkiewicz. She's on a 4-fight win streak. She was on a 5-fight losing streak before that. Is it just kind of cool to see someone who, you know, was on that losing streak? Everyone kind of wrote her off, like she should retire. Then she's bounced back on this 4-fight. Like, is it just cool to see? Yeah, no, it's awesome. You know, not to mention what a great human being she is. I mean, let's start there. And then, yeah, when you see somebody bounce back the way that she has, it's awesome. I don't know how much longer she wants to do this. You know, what more is there to really accomplish, especially as you start to get older? But yeah, I mean, I like her very much, and I'm happy to see her be successful. Drew Dober broke the record for most knockouts in the lightweight division. What were your thoughts on him?
That was as one-sided an ass-whooping as I have seen in a very long time in the UFC. He came out on a mission, looked incredible, and yeah, he looked awesome tonight.
Fighters were allowed to walk out with flags, have their flags in the octagon. Can you just talk about the decision to bring them back?
Yeah, flags are back. Yeah. I was on vacation during the Mexican Independence Day, and the no flag thing drove me crazy. And I was like, yeah, fuck that, we're bringing flags back. Yeah, it drove me crazy.
Is there, I mean, obviously, is there any, like, the reason why you took the flags away in the first place, like with like Russia, Ukraine, is there, like, can the Russians walk out with a flag this time?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go on in a company this big. You can't micromanage everything, and sometimes things are done for the intentions of the right reasons and whatever. Everybody in this room knows the way that I feel about a lot of things. Basically, I don't give a fuck is the answer to most things. Everybody's too soft. Everybody's too sensitive about everything. And, you know, when the decision was made to do this, I was just kind of like, you know, what's the big deal if they don't have, and Mexican Independence Day flipped the switch for me, and I was like, that's enough. I'm done with the no flags. So flags are back. If any flags hurt your feelings, too fucking bad.
Thanks, Dana.
Yeah. Have a great night, everybody.
So certainly another very impressive victory for you tonight, sir. I guess you've probably still reflecting on it a little bit, but how do you feel about your performance overall?
Performance was dog shit. Victory was amazing. Mental strength was weak this week. It was good, man. It was good. You know, I feel really good. I don't feel surprised. I told you I was better than him everywhere. I told everybody that, and I was better than him everywhere. I think I pretty much dominated, besides when he kicked me in the calf and it hit my freaking nerve.
Well, that's the thing, is that you're saying it was a terrible performance, but yet it did seem like you dominated everywhere. And I thought maybe it was a mature performance that was kind of patience. But what did you think? Like, what did you hate about it?
I wanted to knock him out, but you know what? He really did bust up my leg. It literally hit, like, the other three didn't do anything. And then the one, it hit the nerve, and I was like, So then I heard my coaches say, go for the shot. And I was like, bet, I got it. I get in deep on shots. I know how to wrestle. And his coaches made a critical error when I was in their corner. And I had the almost like a Von Flu. And I was waiting for him to let go of my head. I heard them say, let go of the head, start to work to get up. And I was like, bet, you're going to sleep, buddy. And I felt him tap, and I didn't. But if you look, he did like a bunch of little. So if I would have let go, that probably would have been a bad decision, right? So I wasn't letting go. Fuck out of here.
Nice.
Sleep, boy.
You were emotional on the microphone afterwards, and you're saying now it was kind of a mentally weak performance. I guess, what can you say about it? I mean, I know there's like fear, and I mean that's just normal in this game. But I guess, like, what was it especially about this week?
John, I don't know, man. I got out here, brother, and I went to the Red Rocks, and I tried to relax, but I couldn't, and I was nervous. You know, I respected this man. I worked my ass off. I had a up and down. I had MRSA. I split my toes open. Like, I was sick. I had everything that could go wrong. It just kept interrupting me by like a week at a time. So, I think that was just anxiety and nerves. And then on top of it, it was like, dealing with, I can't even say the co-main spot because it didn't bother me, but just dealing with a guy that I thought disrespected me. And I was like, you think, all right, here's what it is. I was really pissed off. You got USA versus Africa. That's how I look at it, right? And I see all these, I said something about Americans not supporting their own people. I see all these Americans saying I'm going to get knocked the fuck out and all this shit. And it's like, all right. But you guys are cheering for somebody who prides himself in talking about Africa and everything, but you guys won't support the kid that's sitting here walking out with the flag. Get the fuck out of here. So I had to put him to sleep.
Well done.
Pissed me off.
Dana was here just before you, and he said as far as your call for a new contract, he agrees. He said actually he already went and started talking to you about it. Feels like y'all are in a good spot. So what can you say in terms of sounds like maybe there's almost a new deal in place?
Yeah, man. So, I went in the back and I talked to him, and I always thank him. You know what I mean? I'm forever grateful for he gave me a place to live. He afforded me a place to live, basically. And, I think I'm deserving of it. I came in here, man. I finished everybody since my comeback from my massive surgery. I finished everybody. So it's like, I deserve it. You know what I mean? I talk my shit. I come up here. I say what I take the risk in talking shit with facts, and then I go out there and I back it up, right? Despite everything I had going on, I still go out there and I perform. And I think you guys see I got potential, brother. I'm still only 27 years old. My frustration with what I didn't like was one of these things said that Joe Pyfer's unhappy with his contract or he won't fight top 15 unless he gets it. I'm just saying, if you want me to fight the tough guys, I respect these men, and they're all tough. They're the best in the world. But just let me fight for some of the money that's the best in the world. You know what I mean? I just don't want to. I don't want to be guaranteed less than a certain amount if I lost. You know what I mean? By taking a chance. That's all. So.
Last question. And I think that was similar to what Sean O'Malley said before, right? He's like, if you want me to fight the top, pay me like the top guy, and I'll fight it. So I guess I just want to ask you, if the money is right and that money is there, do you feel like you're ready to fight ranked opponents? I mean, you do have time on your side, but I mean, if the money's right, is it time to get into the rankings, or is it still like, let's slow play, we're developing a little bit?
I mean, it's whatever the UFC is going to offer. You know, if I'm comfortable with it, I'll do it. If I'm not comfortable with it, I'll talk to my team. I'm still maturing. I'm still 27 years old. One thing I don't want to do is get myself so far up the ladder to where I can't keep growing because now I have to keep fighting. And I'm fighting guys that maybe I'm not ready for. You know, in my mind, I can beat any man. In my coach's mind, their job is to say, hey, sit down, shut the fuck up. Let's work on this, and this. And you know what, man? Here's what I will say. And I don't care if people take it as weakness or whatever. If I have such a hard time mentally, you know, moving into a fight like this, maybe I'm not ready for the top 10, but I'm definitely in the top 20. So let me work my way up. That's all. You know, let me build my brand. That's what I'm doing, right? Body bags, be Joe Pyfer. I came out here, I talked my shit. I said it confidently. I fought confidently. I don't think you guys seem like an immature fighter out there making bad decisions and whatnot, you know? And, yeah, I mean, I'm ready for anybody, but my whole team has to be in agreement.
Hey, Joe, right here. Although you said that you didn't feel like you were mentally ready or mentally right for this fight, that it didn't go the way you did, that it went, yet you just signed a new contract. You got performance of the night.
I did not sign a new contract.
Sorry, excuse me. You're offering a new contract and everything like that. Got the performance of the night. For you, obviously, you don't want to get too far ahead, but honestly to yourself, what do you think that ceiling is for you, for your potential?
Isn't that the whole point of what I'm doing, right? You know what I mean? I want to know what that limit is. I don't know if I could be a world champion. I believe it. That's all I'm going off of. You know what I mean? That's the honest truth. I wouldn't sit here and one thing I don't want to do is just bullshit people. I don't want to do these fucking interviews if I'm going to have to lie. I'm going to try and find that out, brother. I want to see what my limit is, and that's the whole point of why I did this, because I started this back to what I told John about. You got to listen to that gut feeling, that heart, and that mind, the unexplainable. But you could say that there's something about me that is not meant to be average. That's all I could say. So I don't know what that ceiling is, brother, and I'm gonna test it against the best athletes in the world. And like I said, I think I've gotten better at letting go of the result of winning, and whatever God's plan is for me, then I'll turn the page to that.
When you train and you dig deep and you sit at home at night and you think about everything and you reflect upon yourself, what do you think does set yourself apart, that ick factor about you?
My intention. I think my intentions are true. I think my personality is something that you either love or you hate, but you can get behind if you understand the message. I talk a lot, which is a fucking good thing, and I'll run my mouth because I believe what I say. And yeah, I mean, I think my superstar power is huge, and I don't remember your fucking question, but yeah, I mean, I want to be a superstar, brother. I can handle this shit.
And then lastly for me, obviously we were just discussing before, as John was kind of alluding to, about what's next for you. Do you have a specific name in mind that you're like, okay, I've been thinking about this. If I got this fight won in this way, you got the submission. Do you have a specific name you're like, okay, I want them next?
I mean, I really wanted to fight Paul Craig, and then he got booked with my buddy Brendan Allen, so that was kind of sad. And then Derek Brunson got cut, or whatever the hell happened with that. And then I think Andre Muniz has a fight. You know, I think any of those two that are still active, I think that would be good. You know, I talked to Dana too. I got to go get some injuries. You know, that's what I was upset about too. You got to imagine in my head, I'm coming in here, I got a bunch of shit going on with my health, and yeah, I need to take some time and relax. So let's see how that Paul Craig guy does against Brendan Allen. I think he's going to get his ass whooped, but I'd like to fight him after he gets his ass whooped.
All right, heal up, and congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Joe over here. Tonight was your first submission victory since 2019. Is this kind of like a sign, an alert to the rest of the division, like, oh, this guy could do it all?
Yeah, I said that. Then well, I don't know if I saw you, but yeah, I'm a complete fighter. This is what I said leading into this. This guy was not complete. This guy is a one-trick pony. Big kicks, big overhands, no jab. I don't even think he fucking threw a jab. Do you? I don't think he did. And I knew he plays this game of in and out, and he's very explosive, so you can get away with it sometimes. And he has a little bit of like a intimidation thing, like, oh, watch his power. But bro, I hit harder than him. And I've said before, not in this interview, I'm one of the hardest hitting middleweights in this division. That's a fact. And people will see. I didn't catch him really that clean, but even the ones that I was grazing him with, I could see he was like looking at me like cross-eyed a little bit. So unfortunately, I didn't find it. And then he did a good job investing in the calf because of his coaches. So props to them on their coaching. And yeah, it was a good fight. Oh, yeah, I can fucking sub people. What's up?
That's awesome. And with the UFC going back to new places now, I mean, have you talked?
Philadelphia. Come to fucking Philadelphia. Andre Petrosky, Sean Brady, Jeremiah Wells, Pat Sabatini, my ugly ass. Fucking, Paul Felder. His return maybe, right? Put us on a fucking Philly card, man. I won't be depressed, and I'll probably have the best showing of my life. I was depressed. Vegas stinks, bro. It's fucking dry as shit. You see a bird out here? There's no wildlife up in this bitch, bro.
They're here.
Bro, I see one bird here. I was like, where the fuck is the wildlife? I felt like I was like in a bombed area that just is deserted. That's really where all this fucking mental shit came from. I'm dead serious. I was so upset. I don't know why. I was about to cry.
I didn't even need to finish my question. You answered it there without me finishing it. But so now that you're kind of, putting some shade on Vegas, if they were to offer you a fight at the T-Mobile Arena, what's the offer? What's the answer from Joe Pyfer?
I'd do it. I'd do it. Look, you don't always do the things that you like, but you do them because you have to. It's your duty. It's your responsibility. And on a serious note of people that I love and I care about, I wouldn't be here without my team. So I just want to say a couple thank yous to Vayner Sports, Disruptive with Alex Davis. I want to say thank you to my coaches, Jonathan Webb, John Marquez, Sammy Orpiza, and Sean Brady. Hope you get better. He was supposed to be out here. Unfortunately, he was a little bit sick. So, yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm fortunate to be here. I'm super happy. And every time I win for my team, and I'm leading the way. I brought one of my teammates out here, Jose Soto. I'm leading the way for young kids as an inspiration, not as a role model, but trying to give them the things that I wanted someone to give me, and I didn't. And then, I got people like Will Harmon, my wrestling coach from high school. They took me in and gave me this foundation. I'm here because of Will Harmon, first and foremost, for a place to live for 4 years while I pursued this before my first Contender Series fight. And then I picked up that big bifocal glasses wearing ass Sam Orpiza in the beginning of my career. So I just want to say thank you to them. I know that doesn't go along with you guys' question, but you guys got to understand, every time I win here, man, it's a blessing. This shit doesn't last forever. This feeling doesn't last forever. And that's what we're addicted to, this feeling of victory.
Awesome. And last one for me. You did mention Sean Brady. You said earlier this week that we should expect a new Sean Brady come his next fight. What can we expect out of Sean Brady?
Listen, man, I'm 220 pounds outside of camp. Well, and I'm not fat either. I've never felt a human being that strong when he actually gets a hold of you. So I just think he wasn't in the right spot mentally, and I don't think the best Sean Brady has ever come to fruition yet. I just think the Sean Brady that had never lost just kept going as that. And you know what? I have high expectations for him, and what you can expect is tune in to whatever the fuck that card is and watch. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's going to dominate Kelvin. I think if Kelvin gets caught, gets put on his back, it's over.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
After you won, you took a moment in there to kind of speak, right straight ahead, to speak to the kids out there and people out there. How important was that for you to have that moment to give some motivation and give some words of positivity to people out there?
Yeah, it's a huge part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is for those kids that didn't have voices. This is for those kids that don't know what to do. They don't know where to go, who to turn to. And my advice to them is, figure out what you like, what you love, what you're willing to get up at any hour of the day to be better at, and chase that. And don't stop. And even if it looks like there's a roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, you're always going to have problems. It's just how you roll with the new ones, right? So it's like, stay with it. Through anything traumatic in my life, I never abandoned MMA. And I'm not anybody special. I'm just somebody that never gave up. And that's why I'm here. You know, I outworked Abdul leading up to this fight despite all the obstacles I had. That's why I won.
And last thing, I guess it's more of a comment. It sounded like you thought that Abdul tried giving like these little pitter-patter hits at the end once you got him in the arm triangle choke. After watching, I think when you go back, I think maybe it's just a credit to how strong that is. It looked like he was trying to tap, but he couldn't work out to tap with his hands, that he actually strikes. And that's why the ref didn't stop it, because it wasn't a open hand tap, because it has to be extended to be a tap. And that's why he actually got slept. So I guess now when you think about that happening, is that just a credit to how strong and how quick that choke actually is for you?
Yeah, if it's going to make me sound more yoked up, let's go. You know what I mean? I yoked this shit up. What's up? Like, listen, my coach, Jonathan Webb, my jiu-jitsu coach, I knew first of all, you saw me try to go for it and standing. I thought I would be strong enough to, like, muscle him the fuck down, like whip him down and put him in that head and arm triangle. But he's a strong boy. Strong. And, you know, he's an old head. So he's 38 years old. They got that old man strength, you know what I mean? So I knew he was going to be real strong at first. And, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a strong guy in that position. That's one of my favorite submissions. So I think his corner just gave him the wrong advice, unfortunately, and I capitalized on it. But you know what? Respect to Abdul, as much as he didn't want to shake my hand and treated the UFC staff poorly, in my opinion. You know, lose with grace, win with grace. I wasn't that graceful. I was talking a lot of shit, but I still shook your hand, and I still said I respect the man, you know? The guy's dangerous.
And then how happy were you to finally get that moment at the end? You just want to cheer on USA with the flag on your back.
Oh, man, I've been wanting that. You got to remember, right? I'm like in the top 20 or something like that, I assume, or whatever it is. I don't know. But to be able to walk out with the flag, man, like, I'm one of the top 20 in the world athletes in an organization that says they have the best in the world, right? So I consider myself that. It'll stroke my ego. And I get to walk out and represent USA, and I just beat Africa. It means a lot to me, you know? And for all those people that bet against me, there's a special someone that bet against me that went sour. They literally told someone I'm close with, fuck you. I hope you lost all your fucking money, bitch. So, yeah. Bro, someone I was close with said that shit to me. So I just popped in my head. I don't know why. Sorry for being vulgar, but I had to say it just so they know. Doubt me. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, USA, baby, let's go.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Quick one from me. Andre Petrosky stepped up on short notice.
Yeah, my boy.
How do you see that fight going?
Oh, man, I love Andre Petrosky. I've been training with him for 10 years. He does things his own way. He goes to the beat of his own drum, and for that, I salute him. And I wish him the best, and I might stay out here, you know, just to support him. We'll see. Or fly home real quick and then come back out. You know, I want him to do well. I want him to be able to provide for his daughter. And, I mean, listen, the kid's got balls. 5-0 in the UFC. You know, this is his biggest test if this goes through, and, you know, which I think it did. My heart goes out for him, and I hope he's able to come up here and talk to you guys and come away with a victory and not get hurt, you know. As he's a part of my team, I want him to do well.
Congrats.
Thank you. Peace.
Bobby, 33 seconds, I believe the fastest win of your career. Spectacular result. I mean, how are you feeling right now? That was an absolutely incredible finish.
Quite shockingly, bro, I thought it would be like ecstatic or something, you know? I don't know if I feel like, I don't know what I feel like. And everybody keeps asking me, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? I'm not even trying to think about it, you know? I'm not even thinking about it. Just go back to work. Just go back, focus on other people like my friends, my family, my coaches. I haven't focused on how I feel. Maybe when I sit home and actually let it sit in. Right now, I'm not focused on no feelings. I'm just, hey, I just want to let you know you're amazing. I just want to let you know, and I'm just focused on other people besides myself.
Sometimes when guys get like quick victories, like they feel that way because they don't feel like they actually got into a fight. you know what I mean, that they had prepared for, like mentally were ready for that. Do you think that's it, or is it like a conscious decision to be focused on things outside of the octagon?
I think it's a bit of both, you know. I think it's a bit of both, you know. I just don't want to think about it yet, and, you know, I just really want to sit with my guys more, and then maybe I'll set in. I don't know.
Yeah. You were not in there very long, but I guess what did you see versus what you expected? Was there anything that surprised you, or did it play out the way you thought it could play out?
I never knew what it was going to play out like. I never asked myself anything. I thought we were going to be having a grueling fight. I was going to be able to show, like, people think, like, you could just take me down. Like, I'm just going to grab him. I'm just going to take him down. Like, my wrestling's good, kid. My wrestling's really good. But I just have, like, since I had the stupid bad taste in my mouth with that one fight that I did, that everybody assumes you can't wrestle. So I wanted to be able to show that part of it, that we came well prepared. But I think that he was trying to let me know that, like, oh, he's a tough guy, you know? He's tough. And that was the bad mistake I think he made, instead of just sticking to his game plan more. So I kind of, like, I said something to him. He was talking to me in the background. I was like, interesting. I was like, because I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to let me feel like, oh, yeah, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Bow. Oops. But I didn't expect him to go down. I didn't feel like I hit him that hard, but my coach said you don't have to hit anybody hard. You just got to put the shot there.
In the moment when you drop him, I mean, you could potentially have 5 more rounds to go. You know what I mean? Was there any part of you that was like, let's hold up a little bit and see what happens, or did you know, like, this is the moment we're going to finish him?
I knew it was over. He came in with his shot, and something that we have been seeing, that he kind of comes in with this forward approach. Same thing as Dober. They come with this little step that I'm like, you guys don't understand fighting yet. And I was trying to tell everybody, he's missing something. He doesn't understand. And that's one of the things is, like, they don't understand, like, this rhythm. Like, you guys are fighting on the same rhythm. You don't break your rhythm. I see you coming. And the thing was that it's the same time shot, is that he threw his shot and I timed him at the same time, and it makes it a lot harder.
In the moment afterwards, you know, the adrenaline's there, you kind of said, hey, I'd like to fight in December. Dana was here earlier, and I said, hey, is that card full? Or, like, after a performance like that, can you make room? He was like, we can always make some room for something like that. So now that you've maybe settled down a little bit, is that still appealing to you? And are there names maybe that you think would make sense in that role?
My coach has been putting names in my ear. They said Hooker. They want me to fight Hooker. I'm like, okay, you know, if there's Hookers down, I'm down. I'm down to even headline the prelims. I know that the cards got so stacked up. I just got to go check out my hand a little bit. I start slamming a little hammer fist. Ever since Tony, when I was smashing Tony's head, I kind of messed it up a little bit that one, and then I'll kind of like, I'll get through it. I'll just get through it. I'll just tough it out. I'll just keep toughing this stuff out. But I'm like, now I felt it some more when I started hammer fisting him. I'm like, oh, geez, maybe I fucked something up. So get an x-ray, and then I'll know from there. But if I'm good, I want to fight in December. I want to be able to be the most active fighter this year.
Nice. Last thing for me, DC kind of touched on it, but if this week comes out and you do have a number next to your name, does that change anything in terms of your career trajectory or what you want to accomplish?
No, not at all, not at all. It'd just be cool to be able to say I'm in the top 10. That's cool, you know? Like, but people always like, well, what are you ranked? What are you ranked? I don't care, brother. I don't know. You tell me.
I'll be over here. And I know you just mentioned Dan Hooker, but Renato Moicano wasted no time in putting his Twitter fingers to use. I mean,
tell that guy suck it, you know? Tell that guy suck it. He wanted to fight. It's like he wants the big money, and he's like, hey, I want to fight. But then, like, when I saw him, I'm like, what's up? But then it's like, oh, well, not that time. Well, you did. Like, it's just a bunch of, you got to figure that shit out. Go figure that out, bro. You know, be honest, I just put whoever they put in front of me. If they put Renato, he'll get his ass slept too.
All right, and second UFC main event, this time not on 10 days' notice. How did this whole week compare to the first one?
It's been an amazing week. I brought all my dogs out for the dogs, you know, to have all my coaches here that mean something to me. I told them, I was just sitting at dinner, I'm like, it don't even matter about the fight. The fact that we at the round table right now, we having a meal together, we fellowshipping, and I get to look each one of you in the eye and tell you, I'm so honored to be a part of your lives and have a moment with y'all like this. That was more important than the actual fight.
And I know you've made your aspirations clear in this game, and you've never really been the guy to like talk too much about the belt. But say you do get like a Dan Hooker, and you maybe do get the win. At what point do you like flip the switch if you do get closer to like a title run?
Flip the switch? What do you mean by flip the switch?
Like with the mentality towards the belt. Or
I even said it during this stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm in sniper range. Don't think I can't go get that title. I can go get the title. I'm just a fun kid who's like, hey, I'm just happy-go-lucky, you know? I'm here, I'm there. Hey, surprise, I'm here, you know? It's just like I just pop up whenever they put me. The UFC guys are the story writers. Sean Shelby, Dana White, they're writing the story. Whoever they put is how the story gets written, you know? And so you talk to them and you tell them, and we'll figure it out, you know? If they want to put me towards the title, that's awesome. I'm in sniper range now. It's getting real close.
Thank you.
Hey, Bobby. The last two fighters who have riled you up during weigh-ins have got finished. So is that just a message to stop talking shit?
I guess, you know. But see, Dawson was trying to, because that's what Drew did to me too. Drew was so kind, he kind of like nulled me to sleep where I'm like, oh, like, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to let that happen again, where even I respect Dawson. He kept saying, you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. I know you know I'm a nice guy, but this is the fight game, kid. This is the fight game, and I'm going to put all that aside. And then after, I love you, bro. It's all good. I love you. You know, it's all good. Now, yeah, I'm a nice guy. But right now, ain't no touching gloves. Ain't no none of that. We finna scrap.
And then earlier this week, after Media Day, there was an interview that you did with Rampage that came out, and it said that you smoked 15 blunts. But people are saying that you're lying, saying that you can't smoke 15 blunts in a day, or
What?
that it screws with your cardio. So
What? I guess I got to hop on live and do this. Holy shit. Are you serious? They don't know that I'm a bad motherfucker.
thank you.
Bobby, just want to chime in one more time. You mentioned Grant Dawson. Now that the fight's over and all that, he did mention in Media Week in the Media Day that he has respect towards you. He even said that he messaged all the bully beatdown guys, and you were the only one that responded to him. So since then he's had tremendous respect for you. I mean, what is your take on all of that?
Yeah, I know. Like he was doing that shit again, playing on my good side. I'm like, man, that's so like that was dope. Like I didn't even notice that. Like I don't remember. I try to kind of get down with everybody, you know. And I guess he did hit me up. I don't know. I don't even remember, but everybody's always told me that, like, you've always reached out. You've always had communication with different guys. Like, I'm just that guy, you know. I'm down to earth. I don't believe in, like, I'm too big. Like, I'll look at anybody and they'll be in the messages. I'll talk to all kind of people just to let them know I see you, you know. They'll be like, you won't answer this, but I'll leave you a message. And then I'll give them the eyes or I'll give them 100, you know. I see you, brother. I acknowledge you. Was
it hard putting that good side of you aside towards during this week towards a guy like Grant Dawson who's just a nice guy?
Yeah, it was. Like when we had the face-off, that was such an awkward moment. I'm like, man, I brought my shit together, like, let's get mean, let's get real. And he was trying to break my shit down and, hey, you're a nice guy. I'm like, oh, stop that. And so I was able to find something that he did, and it was enough to put me in that zone. He said I was here just for a check. Man, the check is big right now, brother. Man, the check is big right now.
Thank you.
I'm finally done with all this. Yes. Let's go.